Hey, what's up, guys? Node Investor here. Want to give you guys a quick update on the market, see what's going on. We think we've bottomed. Let's take a look at the charts, see what's happening. I'll tell you my opinion, what I'm liking, and what I'm looking at here. I took a few positions. First off, I am on the road this week, and I am in and out of planes and hotels, and so forgive the poor quality of this sound in the video. It's not my usual recording equipment. With that said, let's get to the markets here. Bitcoin up 12%. Very strong day. $2,200. Ethereum up 16%. 184-147. Litecoin $42. Monero 34. Ripple 16.85 and Ethereum Classic 14.9, Pivx $1.66, Zcash 178, Factom $15, Nem up 30%. I'm liking Nem here in lumens, just shy of 2 cents. So let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart here. So we've been looking at several support levels that were breached, and over the weekend there was just crazy selling, crazy bearishness out there, and the market was just going down really fast. So we were in this descending triangle here. Once we broke that lower level, the first level was around 2400. We broke that, bounced around a little bit, and just started going down. We came all the way down to $1,800, guys. Remember that first level that I was talking about here? This was key support. I said $1,800 to $1,900 really would be. When that happens, it's moving very fast. It's usually the scariest time to buy because everyone's freaking out, everyone's panic selling. I started seeing website articles and videos and commentary all over the place talking about how now Bitcoin's going to 1200 and now we're going to sub 1000, and okay, we just came down from 3000, and when it starts getting that bearish, that negative, when volume is that high and we've sold off that hard, that fast, usually I start to pay attention because that's typically signs that the bearishness has reached at least an extreme for now, and that's exactly what happened. We saw that it felt a little bit capitulation like, not as strong as like you would see up here, but when you see the big volume down at the lows, that's usually a pretty good sign that a good low has been put in. Now, are we out of the woods yet? So short answer to that is no, but I am feeling a lot better having had that little washout we had over the last couple of days. And so what I'm looking for now is, I figured we'd bounce into some near-term resistance. First level was 2000, 2100 or so. We cleared that real quick. We're bouncing right into this next level. I was expecting it to go as high as around 2300, so we're kind of there. We're at 2200 and change. Could go a little higher here. Then I think we'll see a little bit of a pullback, maybe to the 2100 area again. And if that was the low, you're not going to see it get much below here. I'd really be surprised if we went below 2000 again, if that was the low. So look for a pullback around this 2100 area, maybe give or take, and then start to move up a little bit here. Now, one of the reasons I'm liking this move here is because some of the smaller altcoins I've been pointing out to you guys have put in lows, but were not as low on the second drop here during this last weekend when Bitcoin was dropping. So they were out underperforming Bitcoin all along. They've already been down 50, 60, 70%. And when Bitcoin dropped over the weekend, sure, everything got hit. But versus Bitcoin, several of them started to hold their own and outperform. That's a good sign. So let's look at a couple here. Let me pop over to this other chart. One I'm looking at right now is Nem. I've been talking about Nem. So we had been in a really long projected downtrend. We had this real key support level, which we breached on this breakdown, but it just put in multiple lows here along this bottom. A lot of volume came in, and then today we're seeing really big volume showing up, which breached it and popped it right back above this support level. We're pulling in a little bit, but that's expected considering the huge bar we had. And so I'm really liking Nem. I think Nem has put in a good low here, one to keep an eye on. You're going to want to watch this area that it's trading at right now, right basically around the 5,800 to 6,000 level here. But this is looking attractive here. I took a couple of positions in NEM along the way here. Another one I'm looking at is Stratus. So we've been talking about Stratus has been in this long downtrend, finally broke that support and just really had a sharp move down. Tons of volume came in at the lows here. And here's what I'm talking about. During this bounce and subsequent selling in Bitcoin, Stratus didn't make a new lower low. So Stratus bounced, then it came down along with everything else over the last couple of days, but it didn't come down as low as it did this first time. And so I think this first drop a few days earlier was really your washout selling back here. Now we're just kind of starting to flatten out a little bit. We haven't really broken this downtrend yet, but we are right there. I mean, this thing is looking like it wants to pop above this descending line here. So I'd be watching Stratus real close. If we can get above this 180 to 190,000 level, that's going to be a real good sign for Stratus. If you're looking for a pullback, the lows here just from a day or two ago around 136, 140. If we get lucky enough to see those again, that'd be a place to look at it. But Stratus is on my short list. Now, one interesting phenomenon I'm seeing here, LITECOIN. So, LITECOIN has been in this little bit of a flag descending pattern here, but it's been holding up its own versus Bitcoin during this sell-off, except until now. So last couple days we've been seeing Litecoin kind of tighten up here, finally breached above this descending. This big spike was when Bitcoin was really just selling off and everybody was just getting out of it, and Litecoin outperformed. But look at where it peaked out, right? It's right to, again, where this old high is over here. We're seeing it here, and now you're seeing Bitcoin charge ahead and Litecoin just kind of underperforming here recently. So it's going to be interesting to watch Litecoin. Has been a bit of a safe haven in this recent uncertainty, and so this could be an area that money moves out of in the near term, back into Bitcoin and back into some of the other altcoins. And so watch this one here. If we get below this 0.018 level on Litecoin, you can see another leg down here. I still like Litecoin. I think longer term, we're going to be back into the $50 range here, but near term, especially over the next couple of weeks leading into August, anything can happen. Money seems to be moving back into Bitcoin, so it's just interesting that we're seeing that here. Everything else is moving strongly. Litecoin's pulling in a little bit. Let's see here, Ethereum. Let's take a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum, again, has been the weaker one of the bunch of the leaders, if you will. Bouncing here. Again, massive volume came in right around that 140 to 160 level that we were talking about as would be key support. Again, same with Ethereum. At those levels, everybody started making calls for $80 Ethereum, $100 Ethereum, $20 Ethereum. Once we've already come down from 400, so it just felt like a little bit of extreme bearishness. Typically, those are signs that we're getting close to a bottom. May not be the final bottom, but I do expect a pretty decent rally from here. Again, the longer term downtrend to watch here is just this downtrend that we've been in for a long time. Right now that line would probably run into right around the 200 to 215 range by the time we get there, and so see if we can get above that. But this volume pattern here at the bottom, it's just kind of a good signifying of a little bit of a washout. I think Ethereum's going to really rally here, but to be honest with you guys, it's not on my short list of top altcoins. I think some of the other ones will outperform Ethereum on this rally up, and so I'm not saying Ethereum won't go up or is a bad one. I mean, long term, I think it's a good one. It's just, I think in the near term, some of these other ones that have just been so washed out, I think we're going to see a pretty decent bounce on. Let's look at a couple more here. Altocoins. So here's another one that didn't make new lows. So back here in the May time frame, right, we were putting multiple lows here. Then we had the huge rally in Altocoin, and then the big drop of following mid-June. Very deep drop, basically retraced that whole move. Saw big selling here at the bottom, and then during this recent sell again, we did not make a new low on Altocoin versus Bitcoin. So this is another one to keep an eye on. It looks like we're putting in a pretty decent bottom here. Volume, strong volume came in right at the lows here. Hasn't been as strong on the bounce as some of the other ones today, but you know, if you like Altocoin, if you like the project, um, your downside risk reward ratio is favorable right now, just because you know, we've put in a pretty good low here. Not saying it's going to just rocket straight up to the old highs again, but as far as risk to the downside, this is a pretty good entry point here on Altocoin. That's gonna probably be it for today, guys. I don't want to go through too many here. Let me see. Here's Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Ant shares. That's the one I've been talking about here recently. Ant shares. That's the daily chart. Let's zoom in a little bit on Ant shares. And so, Ant shares. I pointed this one out a few days ago. I said a potential inverted head and shoulders was looking like it was forming. We never really broke below that right shoulder I pointed out. It's not really shot straight up, but it's looking really good. Ant shares is in the high $5 mark now, and you know, just kind of holding up pretty nicely here. So if you like Ant shares, and again, Ant shares was one that I did pick up here along these extreme lows, but I will be looking to add if this rally continues, and that's really the area that I'm watching in the very short term, right? So if we can get above, let me zoom in here for you guys. If we can get above, you know, this little area, and this is more a zone, not an exact line, but you know, this area around 264, you know, 270-ish. If you can see some strong volume come in and pop, and then ultimately if we can get above this little zone here, Ant shares is going to be looking really strong. So that's one that's definitely on my short list. Like I said, guys, definitely putting my toes back in the water, adding positions, moving back in a couple of things that I've been watching, waiting for that low. I can't say for certainty that the low is in, but it's certainly looking a lot better here. Today was a strong day, but you know, I'm still cautious, but I am taking some positions, keeping some tight stops on some of this. You know, like I said, when everything is just so oversold, just so washed out, it's not unusual to see these huge rallies that take things up 20, 30%. So, you know, the bottoms are typically pretty volatile. So just watch out for that, right? We could have these huge rallies, 30, 40%, followed by the next day down 20%, followed by the next day, you know, up again. So there tends to be a little bit of a battle around the lows before it's finalized and we start heading back up. So just look out for that. Again, the leaders to watch are definitely going to be Bitcoin to see what happens there on the charts, Ethereum to see if we can break that downtrend we're in. And I believe if they do and they continue to point higher, the other altcoins will outperform the upside move on some of those. That's going to be it. I'll try to post a newsletter here soon with some more charts and updates while I am on the road. Just keep an eye on the Twitter side of things. I'll try to keep you guys updated that way as I see things progressing. Until next time, take care, guys.